Hello and welcome back to Simple Learning. We are discussing the chapter on growth of nationalism today. Believe me, it's a very important chapter for your this year's 2021 board exams. So please focus on this chapter in case you are planning to do a 10 marks question from the first part of your syllabus. It has been important since the last year. More questions were asked from the First War of Independence, and this year we are expecting this chapter. Stay tuned. At the end of the video, I'm going to give you some very important dates from this chapter which you must not miss. And you do not need to do every single date to be done from this chapter, but there are some important ones that you must focus on. So let's get started. So as usual, we see the syllabus box. We have factors leading to the growth of nationalism. Here you are not doing economic exploitation, repressive colonial policies, because it is not in syllabus for this year. You are doing, and you have to do thoroughly, the socio-religious reform movements, that is contribution of Raja Ram Mohan Roy and Jyotiba Phule, and the role of press. After that you have the factors leading to the formation of Indian National Congress. Right? So you have Indian National Association founded by Surendranath Banerjee, East India Association founded by Dadabhai Nauroji as the precursors of the Indian National Congress. Then immediate objectives of Indian National Congress. It's better if you learn them as it is. I'll take you through the chapter. Plus, for your short answers, you must remember the first two sessions of the INC and their presidents. So, as far as the chapter goes, you start with the growth of the feeling of nationalism. This part you must read. This will not be asked directly, but this is just an introduction to the chapter. But then there is a definition here. Please learn this definition. That is, what is nationalism? It can be asked for your 2 marks question, also because you have the same definition of nationalism for the First World War. So same definition can go in both the answers. That is referring to a feeling of oneness and common consciousness that emerges when people living in a common territory share same historical, political and cultural background and have the same language, cultural values and consider themselves as one nation. Now, before the advent of the Britishers, we have seen that the feeling of nationalism was lacking among the Indians. There are reasons given for it. This part also you can read, but I don't think this will be directly asked. But definitely when you read it, easily you can answer any question based on how the feeling of nationalism developed in India, especially with the coming of the British. And the answer would be that very nature of the foreign rule resulted in nationalistic sentiments rising among the Indians, and it produced conditions which were conducive for the rise and growth of a powerful national movement. Now you can just cancel this part because as per syllabus now you are not doing this. You do not have to do any of these reasons for the growth of nationalism. Similarly, you are not doing this part. You are lucky that you do not have to do the details of the repressive colonial policies, especially by Lord Lytton. You do not have to do Vernacular Press Act, Arms Act and all. So you can cancel all this, this full column. There also you do not have to do this. But then comes the important part, that is socio-religious reform movements. Now, socio-religious reform movements were the social and religious changes that the Indian social reformers wanted within our country. Right? So, in the social sphere, these movements worked for the abolition of many evil practices in India, that is caste system, child marriage, dowry system, parda system and sati. Plus, in the religious sphere also, they wanted to change some things like superstitions. They attacked idolatry, polytheism, that is worshipping, many gods, and hereditary priesthood. And these movements fought for liberty and social equality. Now, prominent among these social reformers, you may be asked the names of any 2 social reformers. So, be ready for that. In your book, the kind of details that are given, you must always train your mind now that when you're revising the chapter, you must know if it can be asked for a short answer. So definitely two names of social religious reformers can be asked for a short answer. So you can write any two names. Since you are already doing contribution of Raja Ram Mohan Roy and Jyotiba Phule, these two names you can easily write for your 2 marks short answer. They were the main social religious reformers of the 19th century, especially when you are doing their contribution in this chapter. Now Raja Ram Mohan Roy, his contributions are given here. In 1828, he founded the Brahmo Sabha, which later was renamed as the Brahmo Samaj. He believed in monotheism or worship of one god, condemned idol worship. Now, if you can see in the book, I have marked it point-wise. Point-wise means you can also mark it like this, right? So, his two contributions, or even if for a 3 or 4 marks answer, 4 contributions are asked, you can easily write that he started the Brahmo Samaj or the Brahmo Sabha. Then he was against the rigidity of caste system. He started a campaign for abolition of sati and parda system, condemned polygamy. So all these will be different keywords which must be there in your answer. And his main contribution was that with his efforts, Lord William Bentinck, the Governor General of India, passed a law in 1829 making the practice of sati illegal and punishable by law. So this way, if you can mark points in your book, it becomes easier to remember and easy to write. If you are asked for 2 marks, you can easily write 2 points, 3 marks, 4 marks, you can easily write those points. He also protested against restrictions on the freedom of press. Now there were titles given to him. He is known as the father of Indian Renaissance and the prophet of Indian nationalism. This could also be asked for a short answer, like what were the titles given to Raja Ram Mohan Roy, or vice versa, they can ask you who was the father of Indian Renaissance. So you can learn it that way. Next social reformer, that is Jyotiba Phule. He was from the so-called low caste, and he in 1854 established a school for untouchables. He started a private orphanage for the widows. So these are all their contributions, children. Same way you can mark in your books when you're learning different chapters, right? So point wise, 1 point, 2 point. Third point is he wanted to liberate the depressed classes and make them aware of their rights. Then his contribution in the field of starting a society was that he started the Satya Shodhak Samaj in 1873 with the aim of securing social justice for weaker sections of society. He pioneered widow remarriage movement in Maharashtra. He worked for the education of women. So all these would be different pointers that you can write for his contribution. Now as per your syllabus, you have to do in detail contribution of Raja Ram Mohan Roy and Jyotiba Phule. Nevertheless, you also have to remember in general how these reform movements contributed to nationalism. What was the relation? So now these reformers, even other reformers like Swami Dayanand and Swami Vivekananda proclaimed the superiority of Indian culture. They condemned untouchability and caste system. So even if you use these words, they become keywords in the answer. You don't have to detail and write the whole thing. At least you can write the one sentence containing the keywords. Then the reformers taught people not to ignore the importance of women. Swami Dayanand was the first to use the word Swaraj, which became the guiding light of the Indian national movement. They drew their inspiration from India's cultural heritage and therefore led to feeling of oneness among Indians, that is nationalism. They also created a consciousness of a new society which did not have, privileges based on caste, creed or religion. Next important thing you're doing is role of the press. So here it's very important to know the names of at least 2 to 3 newspapers for a short answer that was started in the 19th century by Indians, that is Amrit Bazar Patrika, Bengali, Tribune, Pioneer, Hindu and Statesman. Then these 4 points for a long answer. It's again important to use these keywords and write the same manner, but you don't have to again reproduce the whole book. The one thing you can do is include keywords about the contribution of press to the Indian national movement, that is the Indian newspapers. So you can say that press spread the message of patriotism and modern liberal ideas of liberty, freedom, equality among the people. Press carried on daily criticism of unjust policies of the government. It exposed the true nature of British rule in India. It made possible the exchange of views among different social groups from different parts of the country. So if you know some main keywords like spread the message of patriotism, did daily criticism of unjust policies, expose the true nature of British rule, It facilitated exchange of views among different social groups, made Indians aware of what was happening in the world. These are the points that you can write for the contribution of press, and believe me, for 4 marks, this can be a question that can be asked. So please focus on this. After that, we come to the associations which were formed before finally the Indian National Congress was formed. So these are known as the precursors of Indian National Congress, and notable among them are the two that you are doing. East India Association, started by Dadabhai Naoroji in 1866, which provided information on all Indian subjects to the British citizens and members of parliament, and voiced the grievances of Indians and also suggested remedial measures. Dadabhai Naoroji was also known as the Grand Old Man of India. Then you have another association which was formed before the Congress, that was Indian Association, formed by Surendranath Banerjee. It had lawyers, professionals and educated middle class as its members. These were the objectives. So again, a 4 marks question or 2 marks question can be asked. What were the objectives of Indian Association? So when you do these, don't just try to mug up, just try to use the keywords and imagine what those people would have done during that time. So what would be their objectives? So one was to create a strong body of public opinion, then integration of Indian people on the basis of common political interests, promotion of friendly relations between Hindus and Muslims, and mass participation in public movement. So this association was able to do something with regards to the British rule in India. They launched agitations against oppressive Arms Act, License Act and Vernacular Press Act. They worked for lowering of age limit, against the lowering of age limit from 21 to 19 years for Indian civil service examination, and took the cause of workers in the British owned plantations. So these were achievements that they could achieve by talking to the British government. Okay. Then Indian National Conference, as per your syllabus, is not written. So only these two you can remember as the precursors of Indian National Congress. Precursors means associations formed before the Congress: East India Association and Indian Association. Then how was the Indian National Congress formed? That is by an Englishman named A.O. Hume, who was a retired British member of the Indian Civil Service. He wanted to set up an organization that would draw government's attention to administrative drawbacks and suggest means to rectify them. So he, in consultation with the Indian leaders, laid the foundation of Indian National Union. On the suggestion of Dadabhai Naoroji, when they met from December 28 to 31 in 1885, their president was W.C. Banerjee, and 72 delegates attended that conference. On the suggestion of Dadabhai Naoroji, the name of the union was changed to Indian National Congress. So the formation of Congress would be dated as December 28, 1885. And the Viceroy of Britain, who was here during at that time, was Lord Dufferin. He did not oppose the formation of Congress, because this is the keyword. He wanted Congress to work as a safety valve for popular discontent. Thereby, they would be able to safeguard British interests in India. So you must be able to recognize the pictures of these leaders: Dadabhai Naoroji, A.O. Hume, Surendranath Banerjee, because he founded the Indian Association. Then you must know the objectives of the Congress. Very important. Any kind of objectives given for any kind of organization must be learnt by heart if possible, because you will not go wrong here. These are the original objectives of the Congress. So all 4 points you have to mark, because maximum you can be asked a 4 marks question. Then you have to just remember the first 2 sessions of the Congress. You do not have to really do all this for exam. So don't worry about all these dates. You just have to know the first 2 sessions of the Congress under the leadership of W.C. Banerjee. The first one, which is given here in the table. First session in 1885 in Mumbai, presided by W.C. Banerjee. Second session in 1886 Kolkata, presided by Dadabhai Naoroji. So that is all about this chapter. Now, I told you at the end of the chapter, I'll show you some dates which are very important. So please mark these dates. For short answers and long answers, you must know them. And one tip that I would give you is, if you do not know the date and it is not specifically asked in your question, then don't write the wrong date. If you are very sure of the dates, then only you write them. So 1828 formation of Brahmo Samaj, 1873 formation of Satya Shodhak Samaj, 1866 East India Association, 1876 Indian Association, 1883 Indian National Conference, December 28, 1885, very important, the formation of Indian National Congress. And of course, you must know the first two sessions, when and where they were held and who were the presidents. So first session, 1885 in Mumbai, president was W.C. Banerjee. Second session, 1886, Kolkata, president was Dadabhai Naoroji. So I hope you will do this chapter very well, and I'll come up with new chapters and some revision plans so we can quickly revise. You give yourself 5 seconds to answer a short answer question, and then we can have a testing of our memory through that, since the date of exams is very near now. So keep tuned. Please like the video. Subscribe the channel, share it with your friends, and I'll see you in my next one. Thank you.